In this video, we will start about the static and instance, that how static and instance is working and what is the behavior and what is the execution flow. So let me to start from the static. Um, in static, we have at first static block and static. What is static variable? Then static method. We have all these three things in the static area, and in the instance area we have instance block. What are comes under the instance block? Then instance variable. We have instance variable, and then constructor. It is also a type of instance. Got it? So these all are the three things, and instance method also. Instance method, these four things comes under the instance area, and these three things comes under the static area. And main method can also be there in the static area, because we are writing public static void main. Here static void is there, that's why the main method is static, so we can categorize this in the form of static. So let me to first start with the static area, because at the time of class loading all the statics are identified from top to bottom. So let me to start from the static area. At first, static block. What is static block? As like let me to go down a little bit. I don't want to go too much depth. As like I am writing here static curly braces start and curly brace end. This is known as the static block. This is static block. Static blocks is used to initialize all the default value before the time at the time of class loading. At the time of class loading, if we want to define some value, then we can write this in the term of static. As like I am writing here static int a, and if the user has given the a value, here this is my static variable. Why it is a static variable? Because I am using the static keyword. It means this variable is the static variable. When I am writing the static variable, if I want user to give the value of a, user should have to give the value of a. But if user has not given any value, then its default value may become 100. If user give the value, then it is okay, but if user has not given, then change this value to 100. This is my normal work I want to do. So when at the time of class loading, at first this static will be converted to 0, and then static block will be executed and a value will change to 100. Don't worry, I will discuss all the execution flow. And after that, if a user has given any value, let's say user has given 200, then this 100 will be replaced with 200. That's how it is working. So let me to start the execution. Got it? I will start with static at first, so that there is no any type of problem. Static int b is equal to 20. Let me to write here one more static block. Static sysout. I am using the system.out.println. I am static 1. This is my first static block. Here remove this. Here remove this. This is my static 2. I can't write the static inside a static, sorry. Got it? Now I have one more static. I am static 3. THREE. This is my static. Here I have to put all this value. Static block I have given, static variable I have given, main method I will give, and then static method. Let me to create one more static method. Public static void m1. Let me to remove this. I am static method. That's how I have written all of this thing. Now starting, let me to start. At first, at the time of class loading, what is class loading? As like I have, this is my class as instantiation, this is my normal class instantiation. So let me to create one more class, my class. This is my class, and I am using the public static void main. What do you mean by class loading? Class loading means I will write any of the things of instantiation class. Whenever we are writing any value, as like we are creating the instantiation object, or we are externally loading the class of instantiation, whatever we are doing, all the statics are identified from top to bottom. Let me to instantiate it with the help of class, with the help of creating the object. Let me to copy the class name, and here I am creating one object is equal to new instantiation. Whenever I am creating this object, whenever I am creating this object in main method, at first my JVM will try to go and search where the instantiation class is. It will search the instantiation class here in this package. Here this is my array package, and in my array package he will get a instantiation class. When he will get the instantiation class, at first all the static fields are identified from top to bottom. At the first statement, all the statics are identified from top to bottom, only static at the time of class loading. I am explaining one more time. Let me to explain one more time. When I am creating an object of instantiation class, when I am creating an object of instantiation class, at first my JVM will go and search where the instantiation class is. Here he will get the instantiation class. This is my class instantiation. At first, this is my instantiation class. At first my JVM will go and search how many statics are there at the time of class loading, when the instantiation will be loaded. At first, here we have whatever we have written. We have written instantiation I is equal to new instantiation. It means here all the data will come from instantiation class. So JVM should have the knowledge of this class. JVM want the knowledge of this class. So at first JVM will go and search this instantiation class. Okay, when he will find this instantiation class, it will load all the classes. Load the classes means, एक minute, just wait. I am writing this in the instantiation so that it will be much clear. Loading of, I can't use loading of class means load all block variable method from that class. This is the meaning of loading. That what is loading? Loading means here at first, when we are creating this object instantiation I is equal to new instantiation, JVM will go and search this instantiation class. Here he will get the instantiation class. At the first step, all the static, only static, I am not telling about instance. Here I have created the object, I have created that object. That's why all the static and instance is identified from top to bottom. But let's say we have not created any object. We are using external class loading. How we are doing? Class dot for name bracket start, and what I am doing here, it will throw an exception, class not found exception. I need the package name dot instantiation. Here let me to throw declaration. It will always throw the class not found exception. That's why it is giving this. This is a checked exception. That's why class, just wait. Now it's right. When I have externally loading this class. I am saying in this main method, I am saying to my JVM that load this array this instantiation class from array package. I am externally saying my JVM that load this class instantiation from where, in the from the array package. Now JVM will go to array package and he will search and is there any class of instantiation name. If there is a class, then it will load all the class, and at the time of class loading, all the blocks, variables and method of the class will be loaded. This is the first step. Let me to start from the static. I am not discussing about the instance, just forget about this instance. We are discussing we will discuss this instance after some time. Let me to start from the static. Just remember this, all these things are related to static area, not for the instance area. Now let me to start. At first, at the time of class loading, all the static block variable method of that class will be loaded. This is my first step. So let me to now JVM come here. When we are loading the class, when we are writing this arrays dot instantiation, it means we are saying that load this class. Now JVM will come to this class. After this, he will search how many statics are there in this class. Here, this is my first static block. This is also a static variable. This is also a static variable. This is also a static block, and this is my static block all again. And this is my static method. This is 6. There is 6 static area in my class. There is total 6 static area in my class. At the time of class loading, this is step 1. At first, what JVM will do internally, at first, all static variable initialized with 0. At first, initialize all the static variables with 0. Whatever the value the static variable has, at first initialize all the value with 0. Got it? Now this is the first step. All the static variable initialized with 0. Now he will search how many static variables are there. At first there is one static variable, its value is 10. At first its value will convert to 0. Got it? Let me to remove how many of these are there, so that you will get much clarity. Otherwise it will be mix up. I am writing here 3, 4, 5 just for your counting purpose. There is nothing in the use. At first we are writing static int a is equal to 10. This is my static variable. At first, what is the first step? All the static variable initialize with 0. Make this a value as 0. This is the first step. Now it will search, is there any other static variable? Here this is another static. Its value will again become 0. This is the first step. Now the first step got completed. Now step 2. In the step 2, all the variable assigned with given value and static block will be executed. Static block will be executed. This is my second step. All the static variable assigned with given value and static block will be executed. Now it will execute according to their from top to bottom. Executed from top to bottom. Who will come first, he will get the first priority. Who will come after, it will give the last priority. Top to bottom. This is my second step. Now let's see the second step. All the variables I have already told you that I am discussing here only about the static. I am not discussing about the instance right now. Let's forget the instance, that is there any instance in our program. Let's only discuss in this static variable. Don't discuss about this instance right now. I will discuss the instance after some time. Let me to discuss at first about the static variable only. So here all the static variables assigned with given value, and static block will be executed from top to bottom. Top to bottom means who will come first, he will get the first. As at first, now starting from the main my class instantiation, what is the first thing? This is my static block. At first this static block will be executed, and what is written in this static block? I am static 1. So my first answer will be I am first static 1. This I am static 1, this is my first answer. Now after that, here there is one instance variable, sorry, static variable. Here this is my static variable. Now at the first step its value was changed to 0. In the first step its value changed to 0. Now in the second step it will assign with given value. Here the value is 10, that's why in the second step its value will change to 10. This is second step. Now this is the third instance, third static, sorry, this is my third static. This is static variable, and at the first step its value was changed to 0. Now its value will change to 20 again. Got it? Now here this is my static block. Now when he will see the static block, it will JVM will execute this static block. So my second answer should be, this is my second answer, I am static 2. This is my second answer. After that, here down here there is one more static block, and I am static block. This should be my third answer. And this is method. This is not a static block, this is a method, and method is executed when we are calling this method. Without calling this method can't be executed. We have to call this method explicitly. Got it? So it will give the memory to the it will give the memory, but it won't be executed. Got it? Now the two step has been completed. Let me to remind this two step just for a minute. In the first step, at first only I am discussing only about the static variable. I am discussing about the static fields. I am not discussing about any instance right now. So all the static variables initialize with 0. Here let's search how many static variables are there. There is one static variable, there is another static variable. At first its a value will change to 10 from 0. At first a value will change to 0, and here 20 value will again change to 0. At first all the static variables initialize with 0. And in the second step, all the static variables assigned with given value, and static block will be executed from top to bottom. So this is my first static block. From top to bottom, I am searching from top to bottom. This is from the top. So this contains the printing statement. So my first answer should be I am static block 1. Now here the static int a is equal to at the first step its value was changed to 0. At the first step its value was changed to 0. Now its value will change to given value. We are giving here the value a is equal to 10, that's why the value will change to 10. Now same with the b is static variable. At first its value was changed to 0. Now its value will change to 20. Then this is my static block. It will execute it, and my second answer should be I am static 2. Now this is my third static block, and it contains I am static block 3, so it should be my third. And then this is my static method. This is not a static block. So at the first static block you have understand the two step. Got it? Now the third step, step 3. In the third step, main method executed. Main method executed. Here main method will execute at the third step. It won't be execute at the first step. If you don't believe, let me to write one thing. Here in the main method, system.out.println I am main. I am writing here I am main. This is main method. If I am saying that the first two step will be executed, then this main method will executed. It means my first output should be this: I am static 1, I am static 2, I am static 3. I have told you that all the statics are assigned with the given value, and the static block will be executed. And here static block contains the printing statement. So at before the main method, here the third step is main method executed. Before the main method, all the statics should be executed at the first. If you don't believe, I am writing here system.out.println. Now you can see, let me to run this. Here you can see in the console, I am main in the last, this is in the last, and whatever I am saying, I am static 1, I am static 2, I am static 3, it is in the first. It means that main method is executed at the third step. At first all the static variables and blocks will be executed. After that main method will get the chance and it will execute. This is the third step. Got it? Now this is third step, and after that step 4. Step 4, if there is any method, then static method will be executed. If there is any static method will get memory. I am not writing here static method get executed. Why? Because we have to call the static method explicitly. As the method is static, this method is static, public static void m1. How you will call this method? Let me to write here. Method won't be executed till we not calling this. Until we will call this method, it won't be executed. When we call this method, then it will only be executed. Otherwise it won't be executed. I am getting the answer. I am static method 1. I am static method. Without calling the method, he won't be executed. We have to call the method explicitly. Got it? So this is the behavior of my all the static. This is the behavior of my whole static things. This is only about static. Let me to remind once again. All the statics variable assigned with 0. At first here there is 2 static. It will be assigned with the 0 default value. Then all the static variable assigned with given value, and static block will be executed from top to bottom. At first this is my static block at the top. It will be executed first. My first answer should be I am static 1. Then its default value was given. Here a value was changed to 0. A value was changed to 0 in the first step. Now its value will again change to 10. Its value was also changed to 0 in the first step. Now its value again changed to 20. A static block will be executed, and the bottom static block will be executed, and this m1 method will get the memory, but it won't be executed. We have to call this method. This is the step, and in the third step main method executed and static method will get the memory. This is the whole description about the static flow, how statics are working. Now let me to discuss about instance, that how instance is working. Got it? So I am discussing here about the instance. Just for right now, forget about the static. I am not discussing about a static. I will discuss here only about the instance, and after that I will mix both static and instance. Then we will guess the output, that what should be the output and what should be the behavior. Got it? So I am discussing about instance. Here I have told you at the time of class loading, all the static variables and method of that class will be loaded. At the time of class loading, all the static variable method will be loaded. And what about the instance? Instance is loaded. All the instance field, all the instance field will be loaded and get memory when we are creating object of that class. Got it? So how, when the instance will get the memory, all the instance will be get the memory when we are creating the object of that class. If you don't believe, let me to remove this. I am discussing here only about the instance. Just forget the static right now. After that, we will mix the static and instance, and then we will see the effect. How the static blocks are written. This is my static block. This is my static block. Here curly braces start. I am writing something and curly braces in this is my static block. Got it? This is how the static blocks are written. Now this is my static variable. This is, sorry, this is my instance. This is my instance. Why? I am removing only static. It means it will convert to instance. Got it? Now I am removing only static keyword right now. This all become the instance. Now you can see at the time of class loading, let me to remove this main method. The statics are executed at the time of class loading, but these all are instance. These all are not static. I have removed all the static. Now at the time of class loading there is nothing. There is no any static, only static is executed. So when we will open the console is not working because there is nothing in the console. You can see there this value is empty. Let me to run this again. You can see this value is empty. Why this is empty? Because as I have told you, at the time of class loading, here at the time of all the only all the statics, this is statics, all the static variable method will be executed from the class. Here where is the static? There is no any static. This is instance block, this is instance variable, this is instance variable, this is instance block, and this is also instance block, and this is also instance method. There is no any static in my program right now. So if there is no any instance, so at the time of class loading there will be nothing. There is no static, so no one will execute it. Got it? Now how this instance will get the memory? Right now instance has not given got any memory. When we are creating the object of this class, here instance variable is calling with the help of object reference. Let me to write this. Here I am just creating the object. I is equal to new instance. I am just creating the object of this class. Here at the first, when I am creating the object of this class, here in the main method, when I am creating the object of this class, at first JVM will go and search where this class is. Here he will get the class instantiation. This is my class, and at the first all the static will be identified from top to bottom and it will be executed. After the static executed, here my fourth step has been completed. When this fourth step will be completed, as we have created the object, when we will create the object, here when we'll create the object, all the instance will get the memory. When all the instance will be loaded and get the memory, when we are creating the object, at the time of object creation, all the instance will get the memory. Here we are creating the object. Here we are creating the object. It means all the instance should have the memory. All the instance. Here at first let me to count how many instances there. This is my first instance block. This is my yes, this is my first instance. This is my instance variable. This is my third instance variable. This is fourth instance block, and this is my fifth instance block, and this is one instance method. There is total 6 instance in my program. When we are creating the object, it will give the memory. It will get the memory. So at first it will the same, the procedure is same. Let me to copy this. Control C copy, Control V paste. So all the instead of this, write the instance, INSTANCE. All the instance variable assigned with 0 at the first step, and all the, let me to copy this instance. Whenever there will be static, I will write the instance, all the instance block. Main method is not there, constructor is there. Here instead of main method, constructor will give. Constructor will execute execute, instance will get the memory, instance method will get the memory. This is all the step about the instance. This is the step about the instance. Let me to start from the first step. All the instance variable initialize with 0. At first it will search how many instance variable are there in my program. Here there is two instance variable, int a is equal to 10, int b is equal to 20. At first its value will change to 0. It will change to 0 because it will give the default value, and integer default value is 0. At the first step all the instance variable will identified and its value will given to 0. Default value, integer default value is 0, so it will be given to 0 all the instance. This is my first step. Now in the second step, all the instance variable assigned with given value and instance block will be executed from top to bottom. Same procedure. At first you can see, this is my instance block. As it is my instance block, it will be executed. Got it? Now here int a is equal to 10. Its default value was given 0. In the first step its value was given 0. Now this value will be changed again to 10 because we will change the value with given value. JVM will change this. So at the first step its value was 0. Now its value will change to 10 again. Now the same with this, its value was 0. Now its value will change to 20. After that JVM will see this is my instance block, it will execute it. My second this is my second value, this is my second instance. Now after that this is my the third instance block. Let me to write here instance. I am just copy pasting, that's why it is I am not written this. There is nothing more in this. Got it? This is my third instance block, and after that this is my instance method. Now let's start the comparison from the starting position. When we are creating the object instance I is equal to instance I, at the first static will be executed. At the first static will be identified and executed. Loading of class means all the statics variables identified. I am executing the whole program as JVM will execute. This is how JVM will check the program. Right now how I am explaining. Got it? So at the first all the static variable initialized with 0. Now check, is there any static variable? No, there is no any static variable. JVM won't get any static variable here. There is no any static variable, so leave the step 1. After that step 2, all the static variable assigned with given value and static block will be executed. There is no static variable and there is no any static block in this program, so second step also again be removed. Second step again be removed. Now the third step, main method executed. Main method executed means my public static void main will be executed. My public static void main will be executed. Now in this public static void main, let's say I am writing here sysout. I am writing here main.